Jordan here. So I thought for today's tutorial I should show you how to make your synths a little bit more edgy instead of using like the Scream 4 to always bring up a lot of the distortion in your synths when using Reason. And I thought it would be a good idea to start showing you a tutorial on how to build a cool synth with some of the patches that are already out there when you link two of them together. I've been showing you guys this for quite a while, but when you have it in combination with Alligator, there's so much more you can dive into than just going to Scream 4 and then turning up the distortion. So I'm going to show you how to create this synth today, along with a lot of different effects. So have a listen. So that's the synth we're going to be making. And I'll also show you how to modulate these parameters. So every time you hit a key, it triggers the note and stays sound. Watch out. Anyways, so that's what we're going to be making today. Okay, so what we want to do right off the bat is create a combinator so we can keep everything nice and tight. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. So the next thing we want to do is create a maelstrom. Make sure you have initialize patch on and keep this about the same. So what we want to do for our first oscillator is have it be a square. Okay, turn up the motion a bit. And let's see, turn up the rate mostly all the way. Yeah. And leave it on modulation A. For oscillator B, we're going to do sawtooth number 4. And turn it down an octave. And turn up the motion a bit. Let's see, what else? Oh yeah, for the shaper, we're going to turn it on a sine and just leave it as is. Make sure all 3 of these buttons are clicked in for the saturator and the 2 filters. Since we have low pass 12 on our filter A, we're going to turn up the frequency all the way. And for filter B, same thing. So now we have created our pretty cool patch, so let's have a listen. There's a lot of bits in there, but what we want to do is create another maelstrom after this. So make sure to plug them into one another. There we go. And let's see. We're going to turn the first one to a square 16. Turn it down 2 octaves. And we're going to turn on the shaper, turn it on clip, and leave it as is. For filter A, we're going to turn the frequency on the low pass ladder filter a little bit down, and the attack on the filter envelope a little bit up, about 66, and leave all the rest the same. Turn up the amount to about halfway. Let's see, what else? That's pretty much it. So now if we, except for the modulation wheel, we want to turn the polyphonic to 1. The range to 7, that's good. Turn up the level on the velocity a bit, level A. And turn the filter all the way up for the mod wheel. For modulation B, make sure it's going to A. Now let's have a listen. So we're nearly there. Right after this, I'm going to create a alligator. And I'm going to take off the pattern. Now, we can either do this 2 ways, and I will show you both of the ways right now. One of the ways is that I've already made a patch for all of this in my custom patches, but I'll post that in the link if you guys need me to do. Let's see. It should be effects and alligator 1. So I'll post that in the link below. But I'm going to show you how to do all this manually. So for right now, I'm going to change the pattern all the way to 61. And we're going to flip it over. And so I'm going to take the outputs of our Maelstrom 2 and plug them into, let's see, okay, plug them all into gate 1. Mod A goes into gate 1. Mod B, I think I did something different, yeah. Mod B goes into gate 3, and filter envelope goes into gate 2. Now if we turn it over, when we hit our note, it stays in place. Okay, so now that we have our alligator patch, I'm going to show you some of the parameters. For the middle, or the middle frequency, I'm going to turn up the bandpass a bit, all the way, not a bit, all the way. Turn down the bandpass frequency a bit, and turn up the envelope amount to about almost all the way. For the low frequency, leave everything as is, except for the frequency, bring it about a quarter, and turn up the resonance a bit, and the envelope all the way. So when we have our effects patches, this is where it can get kind of crazy. I'm going to turn up the drive a little bit on all 3 of them, except for the last one. I'm going to turn up the delay on the middle, just a bit. For the pan, I'm actually going to turn the top frequency to the right a bit, and the middle frequency to the left to balance things. And for the dry signal, I'm going to turn the ducking halfway and the volume a little bit past halfway. Now this is where it can get kind of tricky. The amp envelope, I'm going to turn up the attack a bit and the release a little bit more. For the LFO, we're going to sync it and turn it to 1/4 and turn it on the rising, or the coming down frequency. For the filter envelope, I think the only thing different I did is turn up the release. For the delay, I turned up the time a bit more and a little bit more feedback. The phaser, everything halfway. Now I'm also going to attach a, you can test the sound at this point, but it's going to be very distorted, so I'm going to attach an equalizer and a maximizer and turn on low cut, and for parameter 1 we're going to go down to about 187, drop the gain all the way, Q all the way up, 3.1 kilohertz for the second parameter, gain down, Q all the way up, high shelf frequency all the way down as far as it can go, and turn up the gain about 2.3 and the Q all the way off. Take off the limiter, turn up the soft clip all the way, and make sure you have auto for the release and fast. Now if we have a listen. And there we go. That's our synth. Also be posting this patch just in case you don't want to go through all my videos and just want the patch. So I would call this narrow space. Okay, thanks for watching, guys.